What's up everyone, it's Tepo Mavimbela here. In this channel we speak entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs mindset. So with this video I'll be talking about taking small steps in your career, taking small steps in improving yourself as a person and also as an entrepreneur. Because as an entrepreneur you need to have certain kind of mindset that leads you towards the right direction as you are building yourself. As an entrepreneur, you're building your business and ensuring that your business can provide for you, your family, and eventually it becoming a legacy. Now, what I did, which is what I'll be sharing in this video, I had to do a self-introspection and look into myself and see what problems that I have personally, what problems that I have and that can affect myself and which ultimately would affect business. And the main issue is the fact that my dreams are really big, but as much as they are that big, I don't think of the small steps that need to be taken for me to achieve those dreams. And this is something that I think we should really talk about. So if you have very big dreams, if you are very ambitious, it is really important for you to understand that you can reach the goals or the dreams that you have in your mind only if you focus more on the journey than you focus on the outcome, and be a little bit outcome independent, because if you focus on the outcome a bit too much, you might find yourself in a state of anxiety. So let me explain to you why taking small steps is really a good idea and why it is important for your journey. This is going to be a quick video, as quick as I possibly can make it. So I'm going to draw a staircase for you. Now, the intention is to not make it a perfect staircase. It is just to make an example. Let's say you are starting right at the beginning, right at the bottom, and this is you right here. Let's say this statement figure is you, maybe you have an afro. And ultimately, this is your goal. Whatever your goal may be, whether to build a successful business, whether to build a successful mindset, whether to become a good leader in your business and in your personal life. If you want to get to this step, it is almost impossible or difficult for you to just pass the first, second, and third step and hit on the fourth step and successfully get to that step. You would have to, if we talk about this practically, when you are walking up a staircase, depending on your height, right? You cannot go to the fourth or the sixth step or the seventh step comfortably unless you've practiced doing that. And if you've practiced doing that, you might find that you've had a lot of failure before you get to that. So in any case, you do need to start at the first step. So you do need to take the first step. So I will make two examples when it comes to taking the first steps. So let's say this is a business that you want to build. It's a hyper successful business. It's a Fortune 500 business. It's not a Fortune 500 business. It's a business that can employ almost your whole family. If it's a family of 10 people, it can employ 10 people. The first person to be employed is yourself. You take the first step in that business to start building a direction for that business. The second step is also very essential. You have started that business, and now on the second step you are learning that business, what that business requires, how much that business requires for it to become successful. And then in the third step, you now are thinking, now that I know what the business requires, how much it requires in terms of capital, how much it requires in terms of time, now I am going to source the capital, whether I source the capital from where the business started or I source the capital from outside. You can't source the capital right here at step number whatever it is. I wrote 6, I don't know why, but you can't go from here all the way here. You need to sort out step number 3, which is sourcing the capital, or if the capital is your workforce, it's the labor, you put in the labor before step number 4, where you recruit another member from within your family, because they have to see that actually this is working or not, right? And once they see that this is working, 1 or 2 of your family members may join in, and you and these people have to take the first step, the sixth step, this is step number 6, before you get to the goal. Sometimes you might be going up and an obstacle brings you all the way back to step number 3, because what you thought you know only applies to the business when it was that small. When you get to step number 6, you find new difficulties. And therefore, these new difficulties, it's as though you are at the very first step, so you have to go back down. Now, if we are taking this on more of a personal note, which is something that I myself am practicing, what I've realized is that as much as I am building a business, I need to be a good leader, and I also need to lead by example. And being a good leader doesn't just apply to business, it also applies to your personal life, which affects your business at the end of the day. And I immediately will say to you that I do have a leadership problem, and it's a skill that I have to hone, it's a skill that I have to learn, because I've seen the cracks. I see the cracks within my personal life, and it has affected me greatly. And the more I did the self-introspection, I realized that that leadership problem, that leadership gap is also affecting the way I can grow my business, because I am still working alone in my business. I should be having people helping me in my business, but because I am such a bad leader in my personal life, this is with my younger brothers, this is in romantic relationships, it does show that even in something that is less personal, I might be having a problem in terms of leadership. So I am at the very first step. I've seen the problems that I have before I can get to second step. I have seen these problems, and at my second step, I have to work on the problems that I saw on the first step. Once I have worked on these problems, I can take myself to step 3 and actually test it out in the real world with me leading other people, with me leading in romantic relationships, in friendships. And with friendships, there's not necessarily one leader, but in the things that I am competent in, I can be the leader in that context. In the business, in my business, I know my business, I know what's required in my business. I can be a leader in this business. And I have to be able to remove emotions when I am a leader, whether personally or in the business. So this video is done at the moment. It was really just about that. When you are going towards that big goal, it is very important to take each step, learn as much as you can, and if you see some obstacles that take you back, learn from those obstacles so that you can continue with your journey. I am done with this video. I'll see you in the next one.